Today I want to try to explain why we sleep so much after brain injury, and B, how do I explain this to the non-brain injured community where they have an idea of what I'm talking about, since most of them don't get it because we look so good, just like me. A, we know this for a fact, the CDC says 20% of the energy you use a day is just running your brain. That's for a normal person. Well, if you look at ours, the neutrons and electrons, whatever, the neurosynapses are jumping farther, they're missing, they're having to go around. It takes more energy just to get the thought, which is why you're exhausted, because you keep sending a thought, but it's never being caught. But your body, you'll keep sending it, and it just, as we know, anytime you move something, it takes energy. From science class, those of you who are still awake. Energy creates movement. We burn up much more, and there is a cat walking between a lot. Sorry. But that's why we sleep. We're exhausting our brain because it's using 40 to 60% of the energy of our body, which is why we need to sleep 9 hours a day and take naps to give it that little bit of recharge. Sadly, we don't recharge as fast as we used to either. So it's just kind of a complex. We burn it quicker, but we don't get it back faster. How do I explain this to somebody? I have two methods. A, you're a normal person, you start the day with 10 gallons of gas in your car. You can go so many miles. I started it with 3, but I still have to go the same amount of miles. Therefore, when I burn up my 3 gallons of gas, my car is now burning. I'm using the starter to make the car go. I'm doing whatever I can to keep it going, tearing up the vehicle, burning me out faster. I just can't go as far. Basically, when I was normal, I worked 8 hours and I had a certain amount of fatigue. Now when I work 2 hours at that same level, I'm at my 8-hour mark of fatigue. So if I work 8 hours, I'm like, you just pulled a 24-hour shift. Do you think you're going to be happy after about your 4th day of that? Little cranky, little neurotic, starting to break down? That's who I was, and what happens to most of us. We burn out faster, which is why time management becomes so important to us. You can learn to start balancing your day to get things done. Putting naps in there is very important. Second example, we use a physical example. My kitchen's a galley kitchen. I got the stove on this side, pots and pan, the sink on this side, shall we say, and different drawers on different things, and it's about a 4-step gap between one side of my kitchen to the next. Let's say I decide to make scrambled eggs. Well, I break my eggs in the bowl, but I need to beat the eggs up, so I need a fork, as opposed to just walking 5 steps back to the drawer with the forks and back. No, I have to go down through my sunroom, out the back door, down 6 steps to a gate, open the gate, close the gate, go around to the front of the house, up 3 steps, back in through the front door to the same side of the house where the forks are. I go to the drawer, I pick up a fork, then I go back out the front door, all the way back around the house, through that gate again, up around to my back steps, up the 5-6 steps there, inside the sunroom to where the kitchen is, just to whip up my eggs. Now I need to put that fork in the sink. I got to go back out down the sunroom, through the gate, up the front door, back around to the sink. You start getting an idea. It takes us that much more energy and time to do things. If a normal person had to make eggs that way, by the 3rd day said, why don't you make me some breakfast? They beat me. Because they've realized I spend 10 times more time trying to do something that I just can't go across, 4 steps, pick up a fork, 4 steps back, 4 steps, put it in the sink. Those days are gone. So think of it as that, or carrying extra weight. Every hour, I'm going to drop another 25 pounds of weight in a backpack you're carrying. Every hour, you get another 25 pounds. So by the end of the day, you're carrying, 250 pounds. How do you think you'd feel at the end of the day? You got to break it down into something simple that people can get. It is too hard for them to understand what's going on in our brain because you can't see it. But they can understand physical deficit, weights, length of time. See if those help at all. Tried not to keep this too long. Thanks for listening. Oops, wrong button.